A lost choice is one that you didn't take and you're never going to take. So these aren't automatically a bad thing. Like in a narrative game, there can be, you can get some value out of a choice you don't take just by not taking it because you know what it is. But I'm specifically thinking of in sort of mechanics games where the choice is between like abilities that you're going to get. It's very common that you pick one because it sounds like it's better, and then you never find out whether you're right about that. Like the one you pick, you get to try that out and you know whether it's good or not. But the one you didn't pick, you never find out if that could have been better than what you had, or how it works, or what it's about at all. Like your choices kind of reinforce themselves. So it comes up, especially in XCOM. In XCOM 2, every class of soldier, when they level up, they get a choice between two different abilities. And I would say for every class, there's pretty much just a fixed choice they make at every juncture, every time. Like for the Grenadier, their first choice is between blast padding, which makes them, let's see, it gives them a bonus point of armor and 2/3 less damage from explosive attacks. Or you can give them the shredder ability, which means their cannon shots shred armor, which to me that sounds way better. That's super useful. Armor's a big problem. I will take all the ways to get rid of armor that I can get. It only gets worse as the campaign goes on. There's just more and more armor to deal with, and it's more and more of a problem. So, like, getting rid of some of that for free sounds great to me. So I choose that every time. I don't know if blast padding's any good. It doesn't sound good. Like, my Grenadiers are not taking a lot of damage usually. They're kind of, they get to hang back almost more than other classes because they can lob grenades quite far. So right now it doesn't seem like it would help me. But it's not, the problem is not that there's one choice that's worse than the other. It's that I will never find out if that is, like, what having blast padding is like, what that leads to, why it's in the game. Why did they make this the choice? To me it seems insane, but I could be wrong. And I think they would do a better job. You know, one thing they could do is go through all the abilities and try and like focus test them and see who's choosing what, and if there are loads of people like me who just think one route is clearly better, then they could try and fix that. But I don't think you ever will, because like I say, I have a strong opinion on every single one of these pairs of abilities. There's like 5 or 6 pairs of these for every class, and there's 5 classes, 4 classes, I don't know. There's a lot of them, and for every one of them is almost a non-decision for me. I'm just like, oh, it's that one. That one's way better. And I'm probably wrong about half the time, but I never find out because I never get to try the other one. So it's not that I never can try the other one. I could, but I'm not going to because it doesn't sound as good. And the stakes are really high, so I'm always going to make the most practical decision. It's never going to be an experimental choice in this case, because it's a permanent upgrade to a soldier in a game where like one run of the game can be 20, 40 hours. The stakes are too high for me to experiment with this. And that particular aspect of it is distinct to XCOM, and not every game has that. But lots of games have these kind of upgrade skill trees and big choices to make about, do you want this ability or that ability, or do you want to go down this route, that route? And what matters in almost all of these cases, you're making the decision based on what you think will be more effective, and you never find out if you're right or wrong. You get to find out lots about the option you choose, you get to find out nothing about the one you didn't choose. So I think there's a lot to be gained with kind of choice glimpses, like giving people, letting them try the thing they didn't take. And I mean, Gunpoint, I was worried about this, so I tried to build it into the shop, so everything you can buy, you can also try it for free. So you just like click a button to say go to a level where you're playing with this gadget, and that's also the tutorial for the gadget. I like that idea still, but the problem, I don't know, there was something about the flow of that we didn't quite get right, and that there was quite a lot of, those tutorial levels were actually kind of levels. They were handcrafted puzzles. There's probably, I suspect a lot of people didn't play those, and they should also have been the first thing you play when you buy the gadget, so you learn how to use it. So that wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't the perfect solution. But I think, so another one that I will never choose is the doors upgrade in FTL. Like, is that good? I don't know, it doesn't sound good. The money I have to pay to get it is the same money that I can spend on getting more shields, or getting more weapons, or just upgrading like the basic practical things that are always going to be useful. I know for sure they're going to be useful. And those are more expensive, but that still doesn't make me any more inclined to take the door upgrade, because it just postpones how soon I'll be able to get that next layer of shields or whatever. So it's a shame because often these choices that don't sound, it's not even that they don't sound appealing, it's that they don't sound practical. And my best guess at their practical value is lower than my best guess at the practical value of the other thing, therefore I just always do the other thing. And I think with something like FTL, like the only way you're ever going to get me to take the doors upgrade is if it costs a different kind of currency to what the main ones cost, which is, that could be kind of interesting if it was just, you could fictionalize it in FTL where like, you know, there's this, I mean actually XCOM does a load of this where like you need, what's the word, Illyrium for this kind of upgrade, but you need, I don't know, just money for this other kind of upgrade. In theory, XCOM could be doing loads of stuff like that. It doesn't. But FTL could. And the other way to do it is you just give them the ability. And XCOM, the War of the Chosen expansion for XCOM 2, I think does some stuff like this, where you're not stuck with just these two choices. There's a way to unlock the ability to get extra things, and it's kind of semi-random what you're offered. So it does a slightly better job, but I think I'm right in saying you still don't get anything for free. You never just given an ability. So if it's not an ability that sounds like it's worth it, you'll never find out if it is. And I think that the ones I don't choose are kind of the ones I should be choosing to have more fun. Like, I don't know, I just want to know, like, what is the doors focused FTL run? Like, how big can you go on doors? Like, I don't even know I know what level 2 does, but I don't know what level 3 does, because you have to buy level 2 to find out. And so I'll never know, like, maybe there's something incredible that happens at level 3 with doors that just changes your whole play style. And blast padding for the Grenadier in XCOM, like, I want the shredding thing, I want to get rid of the enemy armor, but maybe, like, it doesn't sound worth it to me, because currently my Grenadiers don't take a lot of damage from anything. And not specifically grenades. It's not like the enemies are targeting my Grenadiers with their grenades. There's no connection there. But if I had that upgrade, maybe it would change the way I play, and I'll decide to like run my Grenadier in first. Or maybe there's like an enemy that blows up on death, and I decide to like get my Grenadier in close range and take that hit for some reason. Or maybe there's like an enemy that does an Overwatch attack that is explosive, and then I want to run my Grenadier out there to take that hit. Like, there might be loads of stuff that I would be doing and thinking about if I'd taken that ability, but I never ever will. So, yeah, I think that choice glimpses are a good route to go down. Randomly giving a player a free skill in XCOM would have been cool. Maybe it would teach me that blast padding is good, and in future runs I might one day choose that instead. Or one-off missions where you play as a character someone else made. You know, the developers made, you could do like scripted missions where it's like you play as this, you know, legendary character who has this fixed set of abilities, or you could actually dynamically do it in XCOM so that you present the player with a mission where it's like, play as these guys, they're stranded somewhere, and when you play as them, the game has actually intelligently picked their choices to be most of the ones you didn't pick. So you get to just see, like, with a sniper, the upgrade tree with the sniper in XCOM is like, one route is snipe better? Guess which one I go for? I go for that one. And the other one is like use the pistol a lot, but the pistol's kind of a backup weapon, and I know it sounds like it does get good eventually, and I have sometimes picked like one ability from that tree, but I've never really played with like a pure pistol sniper. And so give me one. Like, give me a mission where I play as one of those, and I get to find out whether that's any good, and it might change my mind, and I might have more fun in general, just to try more different things.